A data breach is any security incident in which criminals can gain access to your personal information. Today, companies, hospitals, banks, and schools are constantly attacked by cyber criminals. So what should you do to prepare yourself? Joining me for today's KX conversation is Chris Nottingham, a security engineering manager for Check Point. Hey, Chris, thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
All right. So, Chris, can you outline some general cyber safety tips that some of our viewers can follow today?
So, some general things that folks can do, whether or not they've been affected by a data breach or they may be affected in the future, is to really put controls around personal information that can then be used by the criminals to affect crime. So things like securing your credit profiles with the big three credit monitoring bureaus. If you're not planning to apply for a loan, buy a car, a house, those sort of things, go ahead and lock that. And that way, if you do have your personal data stolen, it really limits what the criminals can do with it. The second thing that's actually more pertaining to healthcare data breaches is, the criminals are taking the healthcare insurance information and then using that to file fraudulent insurance claims on your behalf. So in addition to, the credit report monitoring, watching those explanation of benefits that you get from your insurance providers when they come in the mail, a lot of times you'll take that, throw it on the counter, not pay attention to it. But that's definitely something that folks should be taking a look at.
And can you tell us who is, I guess, at the top of the list when it comes to, I guess, who's being most targeted?
In terms of, organizations being targeted, really it's across the board at this point. There used to be, almost a list of organizations that weren't targeted, like schools and hospitals, those sort of things that were providing social services. But the criminals have really opened up and are targeting organizations of all sizes across all different industries.
And what would you teach children on protecting their information?
Really, for kids, the most important thing is not to overshare on social media. Typically kids are all about, telling their stories and what's going on in their life, those sort of things. And those details that are shared out there on the internet can be used by the bad guys.
All right. And Chris, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, in terms of the Sanford data breach that happened here recently, fortunately, in this case, patient care wasn't compromised, those sort of things. So, the organization was only sharing a very limited data set with the third party that had the data breach. So in this case, it seems like the folks that were affected by this data breach got off pretty easy compared to what we've seen with breaches at other healthcare organizations.
And can you tell us what resources are available for the people who are watching who may have been a victim of a cyber scam?
If you've been a victim of a scam or one of these criminal activities, your first and best bet is to reach out to local law enforcement. Make sure that you file that police report. They can gather that data and oftentimes use that to go after the folks that are perpetrating these crimes.
All right, Chris, thank you so much for joining us.